Hello, everybody, and welcome to the May Valorant VCT Game Changers Academy presented to you by Verizon. I am going to be your host for today. I'm Spicy Pyro, aka Ash, and on the desk with me are the lovely Maru and Jojo. Maru, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm happy to be here. Absolutely been looking forward to this highlight of the week for sure. And just great to be back. Really happy to be back and casting, and it feels great to be here.
Yeah, and I think what's really cool about this GCA is the fact that it's the first time that we're opening it up to a 32 team bracket. Normally, the tournament format is run with 16 teams. So to kick things off, we're going to have the group stages of 3 rounds, I believe, best of 1 series, and then throughout playoffs, those will be best of 3s. And JoJo, I mean, we have a lot of teams coming back. We have a lot of actually some pro teams, signed teams, if you will, also joining us within this GCA. Is there a dark horse or anyone that you really could think might unseat Dart Monkeys in this tournament?
I mean, we just have to bring up the Team Lintic Kaio. We are going to be streaming them today. I'm, so happy to be back with Maro and streaming these 3 maps today. But they've got basically a stacked team. Jazzykins coming out from C9, kind of a shock to see her. But as you mentioned, Ash, the 32 teams, I think, really shows how popular this tournament is becoming and how bright of a future it has. So I'm really, really excited that all of these players are here today in that group stage. And like you said, there's definitely some chance for the three-peat failure for Dart Monkeys.
Yep, there's definitely a chance for them to, reign this crown or for somebody to unseat them this time around. But to give you guys an idea of what the stream schedule does look like today, like I mentioned, for group stages, it is going to be 3 rounds. So to kick things off, we have Misfits Black versus Rebibe Jett. And Maru, did you want to expand on maybe any team changes that we see coming out here for either of these teams?
Yeah, so really big changes for those who are following kind of the scene. Misfits Black, after their kind of not a fantastic debut, if we can be honest, a lot of big changes there. Only 2 remaining members from the original roster announcement. They have pretty much gone fairly underrepresented in terms of victory here, so I think they were probably maybe looking to make a big showing here. But we've got a couple other big names. We see some of the fairly common GCA players. Kami's back, Zoe is back, Mimi's back. We've got a lot of people that are returning to GCA on different teams, and some of those are signed now. So, for example, on MSF Black, we actually have some names that we haven't seen before. So it'll be really interesting to see kind of what happens today. First for Mrs. Black, can they make a big splash, or is it going to be back to the drawing board? And then for the other teams, I think you're going to see a lot of individual players. Rosora is another one looking to make names for themselves today, trying to get noticed even more so with these bigger signed teams available to sort of have some eyes on the field.
That's for sure. And I believe we just about have map picks and bans ready. Before I get into that, the other matches that you can look forward to seeing on stream today are going to be Zero Marksman White versus Solaire, and then Lintic Kaio versus YFP Black, like Jojo mentioned. But to take it away to agent, or not to agent select, to map picks and bans, what maps are you hoping to see come out today, guys? Jojo specifically, maybe. Kick things off.
Yeah, I think there's certain maps that maybe these teams would be more comfortable with. I don't know if any team is comfortable with Fracture yet, so not really gonna be seeing that most likely unless someone wants to pick it and just kind of throw a wrench in all of the planning of their opponents. So that's maybe the only reason they would pick Fracture. But I think we're gonna see a lot of Ascent, Icebox, even Bind is a really common one. A lot of the maps that were kind of base game that teams have been able to practice on for almost 2 years.
Very fair. I mean, enough of the guesswork. We're just about ready to swing into it. So to get into the picks and bans, that is going to be the first ban going out on Haven. That's by RMJ, Revive Me Jett. Ban 2 is Breeze, then Fracture, Icebox, Split, and Ascent. And that leaves Bind. And Maru, how are you feeling about that map pick there by Misfits? And it's going to be Revive Me Jett starting on the defense.
Well, I actually do kind of wish that we would see more Fracture. I do get that, Valorant has particular map picks. I always seem to cast Bind games at least once, so I guess I'm not surprised. But yeah, I am pretty not surprised by some of these. Bind is maybe one of the most even overall maps, so I like the Bind pick. I respect it.
Mhm.
Maybe I would have liked to have seen something a little bit more interesting, but I actually would have really liked Icebox. With the recent changes to Icebox, I think it's a really much more interesting map to watch and see how people execute now. Bind's changes kind of minor, but we'll see. I mean, I'm always happy to see a Bind game, but it's not always maybe my first choice. I don't know. I'm a Fracture gamer. I want to see more Fractures.
Completely fair. We are just waiting on agent select, but I mean, you did mention, I mean, there is the potential to spice things up on Bind as well, right? We are going to have all available agents in this tournament here. So Fade is going to be available to play. And are either of you guys, you know, Jojo, do you think Fade will be coming out today? And are you looking forward to seeing her on the field?
So, considering her abilities, the Prowler, you can throw that easily through the teleporter, stopping a push onto Hookah. I think the teleporters on Bind do lend themselves to her abilities. You can just throw Haunt into Hookah, kind of scouting that out, and a lot of different Nightfall lineups as well, kind of has the same range as Rolling Thunder. So, I definitely think Fade could be powerful on this map, but again, it comes down to who is comfortable with that new agent this soon after she came out.
That's for sure. But as we are starting agent select, I will let you guys take it away, and good luck with the cast. I hope this is a great game between Misfits Black and Rebibe Jett. And I'll see you guys on the other side.
See you soon. Yeah, and look at this, Jojo. We have a pretty standard overall lineup here, right? We've got our Silver. We do see Chamber, and you know that was one thing we didn't talk about so much. Is I think Chamber's prominence is something. Look at this, to both teams with Chamber now, thanks to I think those Jett changes or the Jett nerf, depending on how you want to look at it. But yeah, we've got Chamber on both. We have Raze on both. Actually, Misfits Black, the only one who hasn't locked in. If they pick Sova, we're gonna have Mirror Comp, which would honestly be fair. Oh, are they gonna do it? Oh, let's go!
Yes, Maru, I am actually so hyped about this. It's going to be the initiator that has been in the game since the beginning versus our new initiator, Fade.
Right?
I am so excited. A lot of their abilities are similar, but Fade just has that extra spice, and I really like her.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see Fade gameplay on stream. You know, we always joked about Chamber showing up, Neon maybe not, but I think Fade has a big chance to really shake up the game. Her ability to spot people, especially here if Ibanez is really comfortable with those lineups to get that orb in the right places. I'm really excited to see what Fade happens or makes happen here. So that's now my new favorite pick of the day.
And another thing to kind of know, Raze fell off meta for a long time, and it's very interesting that she has kind of come back, and not only come back for one of these, but it is a matching comp other than that initiator pick. So she has some prowess and maybe is even more powerful than Jett now based on the dash change that they did to Jett.
Yeah, the dash change is going to be such a big game changer with a lot of the way that, you know, Jett gets utilized. And just the fact that both of them picked Raze, I think, is a big display there, right? You normally probably see Jett here, or even Jett and someone else. But look at this. Kiara and Gigi cleaning up immediately, taking out Katie and Slandy, leaving Misfits Black to try to push onto B side here. The spike is going that way, but it is basically 3 to 5. That's a rough one. And looking for Nina here lurking. Is going to find Taro.
Yes, and that shot does connect. Finally, Headhunter, 4 shots left in there. But the spike at this point has been planted by Misfits Black. It's going to be a 4v3 retake attempt instantly. We do have Trailblazer coming out in Fox, but the Headhunter peeking out. Vernina taking down the other chamber. It's still numbers in favor of Rebibe Jett, though.
Yeah, this is definitely numbers at this point. They do need to get onto the field to disarm this bomb, though. There's the tap from Akame trying to bait it out. Ibanez peeks out, is unable to clean up as both Clutch and GG finish off the 2 initiators, taking it into the team. Who needs, you don't need duelists anymore. You just need initiators, right?
Exactly. Those are the players that you want alive at the end. They've got lots of synergy, lots of playing time together, and you know they were communicating so well for that retake. This flash came out, and the Headhunter just misses those first 2 shots, but there you go. Finally, the peek out, and alongside GG, we're able to take down those 2 shower players, but that is going to be the first round going to Rebibe Jett. A great retake, and now we know that they are capable of it, so even when that spike has been planted by Misfits Black, the round is not going to be over.
Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of shocking, right? That line really did kind of work against them there and allowed them to kind of recover, right? It definitely gave Kiara the chance to collect those 2 kills along with Gigi. We do see here a stronger beat presence. Now they're just kind of forcing their way onto site. Ibanez, this does not manage to get anybody, but Gigi through the smoke. Oh my god, we have, look at this. Clutch and Gigi are absolutely carrying this team right now, both with 2 kills each, and just Vernina left trying to survive. And I mean, the buy-up, oh, the Spectre and the spike gets to A, but is that going to be enough? No way that worked. Okay, they get spotted. I was gonna say I used to do this when I played Yoru. Look at all this utility. They know that she's still in there, but there's no way you're gonna be able to hide in there forever.
And that was great. Oh, Vernina almost had it, but yes, the rotate finally comes out. But that was really an interesting timing for Vernina to leave the teleporter, because she was aware that they had no more scouting utility to see if anyone was staying inside of that teleporter, and that was a great timing. But with the 1v5, not much to do there. So it's going to be a full bonus for Rebibe Jett coming into round 3. And I'm noticing Misfits Black still has not bought here, and I think that's because they may have forced in the previous round, but that spray down long on B was too much for them, so they're going to be stuck on pistols for another round.
Yeah, this is really unfortunate, right? The danger of buying up off of losing like that is, if you lose again, you're really at a deficit. Oh, wow, the Judge into the paint shells. Akame also getting a kill on Slanty. Oh, this is just gross. Judge Gaming, I love it. This is one of the fastest rounds I think I've ever seen. Rebibe Jett did not come to play.
Yeah, that is one word, Maru, judge, right? Like, sometimes it's just unexpected. I don't know if they had the judges in that previous round, but either way, Misfits Black was not expecting those close quarter plays. Look at this from Akame, the double judge play. Oh, unfortunately for Katie, couldn't even get the trade off there, and that does give a flawless round to Rebibe Jett. So right now, Maru, this is looking like a full rundown, but keep in mind, this is Misfits' first full buy. They're going to be on Vandals and Phantoms against a continued bonus round from Rebibe Jett. So they should win this. The Judge brings Ibanez down to 25 HP though. This is very, very dangerous. We need to get that regrowth coming out for her. It's all gonna come down to who can hit these shots in mid. All 5 players of Rebibe Jett running it down. Vernina gonna be the first one who falls. Akame getting the kill. Now site has fully been taken on A. The spike will be planted very quickly here, and it's gonna be that retake from Rebibe Jett.
Yeah, this is going to be huge if, you know, I mean, Rebibe Jett does have the numbers here to definitely take this advantage. Misfits Black did a great job of getting onto site, so we'll see how that plays out. Can this be their first round recovery here? I mean, 3-0 is not unrecoverable, but they gotta be careful. Lex is trying, does not, only gets 1 out of that trade. Vana is now here trying to spot out somebody as they push on the site, and now look, they're basically forced kind of off-site here. MS Slanty, gets the blind, but is not able to stop Akame from getting the kill, and the defuse is halved. Are they just gonna stick it? Pros don't fake. The volley is not necessarily enough, but it's gonna be close. Oh, the quickness! Look at that. First round on the board for Misfits Black.
Morrow, it was the first round for Misfits Black, but it was a costly one. That was their full buy, and due to the spike exploding and everyone dying, all of those guns were lost. And it doesn't really matter on the side of Rebibe Jett, because that was just their bonus. That was their bonus for, I believe, 3 rounds in a row. So now they're actually going to be fine buying full shields and rifles, while it might be a little bit more of a struggle from Misfits Black. You can see light shields on Ibanez. At least, yes, there we go. The Vandal purchase does come out, but 2 players on light shields, and that could be the difference. 25 HP, that's 1 shot in the body with one of these rifles. So very, very dangerous position for Misfits Black.
Yeah, and Akame there escaping with only 8 health, manages to pull back, does get healed, loses all the shields though, but is going to be enough to at least get back to 100 health there. That was a rough peak, and Akame looking to go for the showstopper. Does get a kill out of it. Slandy taken out with the showstopper, so does make some use of that ult. Even if it's just 1 kill, that's a big early kill in this round. Does definitely put, look, Katie also 28 HP is now going to be forced to kind of shuffle back. They do seem like they want to commit to A here, even with that. Ibanez does get the pick on Kiara, and the smokes are going to come out. Hank shells go out here from Lex. Let's see if they can make something. And there we go. We have the first fade ult of the day, and Lex just runs it down into Akame.
Whew. What is that? Hunter's Fury from GG definitely got 1, was so close to getting more. Numbers are still even, but we have Katie on the side of Misfits Black, still 28 HP after that Skye was killed early in the round. So sight seems to be in the hands of Misfit Black, but they are not going to be able to plant it without some shots being fired at them. Taro, you know, hearing the spike being planted, and now is going to peek out heaven. The entire team of Rebibe Jett to be coming from that backside location. No one on this flank. It's going to come down to who is going to win the 1v1s. Clutch pushing into this U-Haul location, gets first one onto Katie. And there we go, another one on Ibanez. It's all down to Vernina. Last man standing again. 22 bullets. Unfortunately, could not do it. GG collects another one. And the defuse is going to go Revive Jett.
Yep, and that was, I mean, that was a big round. Misfits Black really did a great job recovering from that early sort of deficit there with the showstopper from Raze. Getting the plant down, but unfortunately just not able to clutch it up. 4-1 now for Rebibe Jett. The gun deficit is huge here again, though. Unfortunately for Misfits Black, they are pushed. Look at this. This is a really rough eco round. I mean, barely even 2,000 credits. Lex being the richest player on the team. That's a rough spot to be in, so they got to try and do something here. That said, Vernina does have Tour de Force, so it's possible to collect a couple of kills easily here. That is maybe not enough, though. This one, they've got to at least try to do some eco damage, I think, to recover for the next round.
Absolutely. I think it is going to be Vernina's round one way or another. She needs to get at least a first pick, but alongside that, Rebibe Jett is probably aware that this Tour de Force is watching a long angle, and there you go. The bait from Akame secures the information that Vernina with Tour de Force is hiding down B long. And now that spike, unfortunately, has to rotate off. You can see it marching down mid. They're thinking about going all the way to A, unless Vernina can get this pick. Akame has to be careful. It was a wall bang, but not a final kill. Just get some regrowth on that, and it will be okay for Rebibe Jett. And now the spike has made its way all the way onto A. Jett again playing for the retake.
Yeah, I mean, they've done really well here, though, but this is Misfits Black on site. They do have the plant down. Everyone's alive, so that's great. Tour de Force still active for Vernina, so a lot of work that can be done there. With that said, though, I am pretty confident Rebibe Jett is going to try to collect something here, and does. Clutch and Kiara getting so much work done here. I mean, Vernina, she's got the play, but it doesn't matter. Vernina's the only one left trying to hold down the position on the spike. But actually, the smoke is going to push her off of it. This is so tense. Taro, though, can't the headhunter, and it is just for GG. Can they make something happen? Goes for it. Is going to stick at least. Wow, gets the shot, but it's not enough time.
Oh my goodness. I told you it was going to be Vernina's round one way or another. It was of a time waster to peek out there with the headhunter, even missing those shots. That was a crazy shot onto Taro, though, but missing the shots onto GG in the end did not matter. That's something about this game that I love. You just have to play for the objective. And the objective, the goal that Vernina had was to waste enough time for that spike to explode. Vernina didn't buy that round, so it didn't matter if they ended up dying there, which is what happened. But here we go, the operator this time in the hands of Vernina instead of Tour de Force. We saw what she was able to do with those quick scope. Hopefully she can continue that and bring Misfits Black back to even numbers.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. The thing is, so far, Misfits have managed to now get 2 rounds on the board. They've been getting the plants down, but these rounds that they win are really, really rough. Like, they are coming at extreme cost. Yes, they won that round. Renina does have an operator now, but honestly, is that going to be enough? Like, if they keep this up, maybe they can clutch out a couple more rounds. I mean, 4-2 is not an insurmountable split as much as 3-0 was either. But it is kind of worrying that they are barely getting these rounds, Jojo, right? They are not winning them decisively yet. I mean, even that one, Gigi died, but they took out they took out Vernina with them. Didn't even get to like survive or pick up anything. And Akame just really dominating showers. She is so comfortable in that spot. She gets into that pocket, gets the kill, hides. And here we go. Look, now it's forcing them onto B, which they haven't really pushed on too well. All their successful plants so far do kind of come down to A. Left. We'll see. Look, Kiara here waiting to T. Oh, Vernina looking the wrong way.
Oh my god, that is absolutely devastating. Light shields and an operator turned out not to work out for Vernina, but now this spike is going to be planted by Ibanez. 5v3 retake attempt coming out from Rebibe, Jett, and we've seen how good they have been on those retakes. So as soon as it commences, going to be pushing onto site. They had to kill that Hom, make sure they were not spotted by Ibanez, and the first kill does go to Clutch. It's just down to 1. Lex has to push out, gets the headshot, but GG crouching gets the opposing headshot and gives that round to Revive Me Jett. But Maru, as you mentioned, all of their successful plants and holds have been on A. They've been able to get the spike down a few times onto B, but never actually been able to hold it down. And the fact that Revive Me Jett is getting these first bloods consistently and then forcing Misfits Black to rotate to the other site, it's definitely not going to work out for the remainder of this game because at this point, it's predictable.
Yeah, and we do see the timeout coming here from Misfits, which is not unexpected. So let's take a look. Here is Akame's showstopper kill on the Slandy. And while it did sort of have a good play out there for Misfits Black, that was a rough one. This, though, was huge. Clutch just grabbing these kills here. Still, Renina having the patience to get these Tour de Force kills and then headhunter shots, showing that she's definitely trying to dominate as much as she can for the team.
Yes, and I love the chamber pick for players like that who can quick scope and headshot with the headhunter. It is just a perfect agent and play style combination that is really brilliant. But yes, this timeout is from Misfits. I think it is a well-timed timeout. They're going to be able to full buy for this next round, and I always advocate for taking a timeout before a full buy, because if you take one before a full save, it's not there's not really that high of a chance you're going to be able to change that game before a full save. Well, actually, it is a full save for them, so hopefully they were able to talk about what they're going to do in their next full buy then.
Yeah, I was going to say, they are unfortunately back to having just classics in their hands, except Lex here does have a Frenzy, which I respect. Frenzy and Stinger Gaming. And here we go. We have the Fade ult with both the Prowler, and unfortunately, Akame actually can't handle it. The noise deafening, the Prowler chasing, just everything, and then you have a race with a Frenzy flying at your face is not enough. That said, they are not necessarily able to actually push on the site as well as they'd like to. Taro does go down. Katie with a deagle here. Maybe you don't need a gun, right? Maybe you just need a sheriff every now and then.
The fact is, Mara, we have this Vandal now in the hand, as so Ibanez needs to be leading the pack out on site. Kiara, unable to get that headshot with the Tour de Force, and everything is down to Gigi. Boomba spotting her out. She does have a little bit of util. Gonna recon dart. Instantly destroyed, does not tag where anyone is, and look at all of these players holding the exact same angle. Just could not predict Lex's position, but that is 2 down. That is a really good win for Misfits, though, considering they didn't buy anything, basically. But even now, they're going to be a little bit worse for wear in terms of their economy.
Yeah, we do indeed have a thrifty win, right? I mean, that's actually got to be a nice feeling coming off of your timeout to grab that thrifty win, pick up some guns for free, and then kind of go from there. But we shall have to see. I mean, what does that mean? We do see Vernina being given another chance at the operator here. But the last time she didn't even get a single shot off with it. Is that going to be enough? Slandy with the blind doesn't really find much. Does to go for the jumping. Lex gets the kill on Akame here, though, so at least Lex is starting to kind of come alive here. They are looking to close this gap. 5-3. You know, if they can get it even, this might be a completely different game when we switch over here, Jojo. I think there is a good chance for Misfits to recover. Clutch. Oh, wow, manages the footwork. Slandy cleaning up afterward, but Clutch there. Nice footwork there. Manages to stay alive. Plant denied, actually, from the Hunters of Fury, which is just going to set back a little bit of time. Isn't necessarily going to get anybody, but hey, I mean, oh, look at this. Also, Orbital Strike, they just don't, they're not planning, at least before we use our ults this round. Lex, though, getting 3 kills, leaving just Kiara. And much like we've seen before, unfortunately, this, look, Fade utility is going to be a big deal here. They know exactly where Kiara is. Can't close it out. And actually does go down. Vernina almost dies there again, though. So she did escape with her operator this time.
It was big round for Rebibe, Jett. You could tell they wanted to win it so bad, investing the Hunter's Fury, investing the Orbital Strike from Taro, and it still wasn't enough to combat Misfit Black. But as you said, Vernina bringing over the operator. Now it's Rebibe, Jett on the other side of the coin. They have to full save here. With one judge, looks like, in the hands of Akame, and we've seen her pop off with it in showers in particular. And if the full stack onto A is working out in their favor, Rebibe, Jett just running this down. Ibanez having to run away from all of the utility being thrown at her. Now, both teams are just kind of separated. We've got 3 dead so far, and that spike making its way onto site very quickly with no one from Rebibe, Jett to stop it.
Yeah, I mean, they are going to get a clean plant onto A here, and unfortunately for Rebibe, Jett, I mean, they're on a little bit of an eco here now for themselves, and I mean, the judge was kind of a fun choice, but I don't know if that's going to be enough here. And look, now they're trying to clear their way through showers back onto site, but the plant's already down. I mean, this is a tough one. I don't even know. I guess they're looking behind them. I'm not really sure what they're looking for there. I mean, I know that they must know that they're all on site. So Akame goes for the sheriff. Unfortunately, Slandy gets 2 here and is going to leave 4. Akame gets the Vandal. At this point, do you just save? I mean, is it really worth it to try? Yeah, it looks like they are going to save and pull away with that Vandal. A little bit of a confused strat there at the end. Not really sure. So we'll see. Akame trying to hold his exit. Isn't able to actually get the kill. Pulls away. Is now just trying to defend her free gun, or well, I don't know, is it free? No, never mind. Ibanez gets it. She just kept running, I guess.
For the first time there, Maru, we're going to be at an even tie, 5-5. Black have made it work. With these 3 rounds in a row that we've seen, I'm starting to feel like they just needed a little bit of a warm-up earlier in this match. This is the first map of the day for both these teams, so maybe they just needed to get used to working together as a team and how Rebibe, Jett has been playing this. But looking good for them so far. We've just got 2 rounds left in this half, and then it's going to be a whole new world going into the flip side. Lex, oh no,
Lex,
taking down, Showstopper out, but Gigi denies anything to be gotten from it. Do have entry with that spike into U-Haul.
Oh, Kiara cannot escape being blinded, and all just extreme chase down utility there is going to allow the plant to come out here. Gigi now going to scout with the Owl Drone. See, again, Fade's ultimate trying to buy some time. And Akame gets the kill with the Showstopper at point blank range, and in the smoke is now hunting Vernina. Knows that she's got to be around somewhere. This is a big one. If MS Black get the recovery here, they're going to be up for the first time in this series. As you're getting close, and Vernina just gets Akame there. It's rough. It is just Gigi's chasing now, just I think trying to get the operator out of the hands of Vernina. But unfortunately, I don't think he's going to have the time. Yep, doesn't check the right corner and goes down. And look, Misfits Black, he went from being 0 and 3 to now up 1 as we get ready to swap. Essentially, Jojo, we could have a tie game here. We could just be resetting. This will just come down purely to how Rebibe Jett plays on defense now.
Well, I'm really worried about their bye here. This is going to be that last round of the half, but only one player can even afford full shields. So I'm a little bit worried about that. As I said previously, the 25 extra HP you get from the full shield could definitely be the difference between dying and not dying in this game. So everything is going to be very tricky for Rebibe Jett. They want to be careful. And again, Maru, their stack is point. It's like they're reading exactly where Misfits are. Tons of utility thrown at each other in this hookah location early in the round.
Yeah, the grenades, the boom bots, everything just going into this one tiny room, and yet somehow no one has actually died. Well, never mind. There goes Clutch down thanks to Ibanez. So we have our first casualty of this final round of Misfits Black's offense. That said, though, it's actually been kind of interesting, right? Paint shells, boom bots, like Taro still just trying to hold this angle with the judge, hoping that someone will walk right into them.
It is a bit of a stalemate at this point. Looks like neither team really wants to push out until they get maybe one more pick. But this first battle is going to be won by Katie on Kiara. That gives Misfits Black a huge numbers advantage. 5v3, and there's another one falling.
Taro is so patient. Never mind, just goes for it. Just runs it down. GG cannot escape the orbital strike, and Misfits Black now up 2 at 7-5 as we swap at the half here, and this is the best they've looked so far. Of course, your econ resets, strategies reset, so we'll see. But this Misfits Black looks a lot more confident than the beginning couple rounds of the match did, for sure.
And my prediction is they took a few rounds to warm up to the style of Rebibe Jett on their attack half, and now I'm thinking they may do the same on this other half. So I'm not going to be too worried if we see that 7-7 scoreline again, with Rebibe Jett winning both the pistol and their first round 7. So I'm kind of thinking that's where this is going. But either way, Misfits Black is looking great coming into this second half. They've got a few rounds to spare, and only 6 to go to close this one out.
Yeah, and I mean, we said in the pregame, right, that this is maybe Misfits Black looking to make a big splash, their re-debut with new lineup, trying to, come back into things. And we'll see, if they manage to win here, that's a great first step, but this has been a little shaky. So, I mean, Rebibe Jett, I'm definitely not going to count them out here. We'll have to see how they play on on offense here as we go into the second half. Look, this is a pretty confident approach. Lex does get the kill, though, onto GG. Akame's going to trade them out. Isn't able to. I was waiting to see, can you get 2 of that frenzy? And unfortunately, just the spray pattern does not. Shooting Ibanez in the feet does not get you the kill.
This is a great smoke. For Nina has to jump through it, but knows that elbow's clear due to teammate Katie being there. And it's a 3v2 retake attempt for Misfits Black. Make that one player standing. It's going to be Taro. Cannot defend it. And the first defensive round does go to Misfits. Definitely unexpected, at least based on my prediction. I thought maybe they had to figure out how to play defense against Rebibe Jett, but that is not the case. They've increased their lead to 3 rounds, and now this round they're likely going to win as well, unless we do see a force from both sides.
Yeah, we shall see. I mean, that was the strategy actually in the first half, right? We saw Misfits Black force up kind of to almost disastrous results. They have recovered since then. But I don't quite get that. I think Rebibe Jett is going to be a little bit more conservative. And we do see here, right, we have a frenzy. We've got they got rid of the shorty, although I would respect it if they did want to go for a shorty. The group blind here is going to let them know there's a lot of people down by Fountain on B. But Taro's going to try and chase the dog. Katie just can't. There's just too much crossfire. 3 people involved in that kill. Katie is absolutely just taken out of that one with some information gathering, and we do see the owl drone here now trying to scout out further onto B site. I think that she might have gotten a sense that Slandy or someone was there, and Akame does jump around the corner, gets that kill. For Nina, can't the rundown.
I'm loving this rundown, Mario. I feel like they're just picking up guns, getting kills and picking up those guns. They didn't have to purchase basically anything this round except for utility. And now, look at this. They're going all the way around back into defender spawn onto A. It does look like Misfits has the read on it. If they plant safe, the 2 players coming down short are not going to be able to stop it. Everyone on the board has guns now. Lex with this grenade, hoping to get some damage done, and does a little bit in heaven. And this fade utility gonna be depending if Rebibe Jett can combat it. Looks like they cannot as Ibanez grabs 2.
That's a nice
Rifty
collection.
round.
Yeah, Kiara almost an ace. 4 kills there, but honestly, Ibana use of Fade's utility there, excellent, right? Snags them in place, decays them, collects the 2 kills, and then goes back to try to fight in heaven, and just unfortunately has that sort of disadvantage of having no cover, being at a lower angle, and just can't clutch it up. But honestly, that was a great attempt there. Ibana is really doing well, right? 13 and 9 so far. Lex 12 and 12, and look, it's pretty close, right? Clutch at 14 and 10. GG at 13 and 8. But there is a big deficit, right? If we look, Vernina, Katie, and Slandy all at sub 10, and Taro is bringing up the rear, but doing the job that most Brim and Smoke players know, which is you put your smokes down, you try to do your best, and then maybe you die by also gathering info with your face.
Exactly. And that sometimes that is all a team needs. Oh no, Lex's position spotted out, could not get the pick. Kiara getting too early on in that spike plant this early, already looking great for Rebibe Jett. Their aggressiveness in that previous round is what I think took Misfits off guard. They did it again here, and it's looking great. Yet again, numbers advantage hugely towards Rebibe Jett. Slandy does peek out.
No.
Wait a minute, was Akame blind?
I don't know, but do you need to see when you have a judge? Just need to have a general sense of direction, I think.
And a judge is an automatic shotgun. Like, it should not be an automatic shotgun, but it is. And Akame has made it look like $1 million time and time again in this game. 43,000 and still is going to choose to bonus with it. Oh, I thought I saw a Vandal there for a second, but yes, Akame just loves that judge way too much. But this is going to be a full buy round for Misfits. Our first full buy basically from both teams other than the judge. So this is really going to test to see who is better in this half.
Gigi gets the drone immediately. Kiara is just quick on it. Gets the drop through there. That said, Katie and Vernina are able to kind of clean up afterwards. Akame again with the judge. Just takes Fade's head right off. Katie is, nope, never mind. Akame is just gonna keep using the 1600 credit, or 1800 credit?
1850?
18, yes.
Wait, I don't remember.
A gun that's too cheap, but also not cheap enough, I guess. Oh, wow, and then Akame swaps to the Phantom for the kill and collects it, and we are now tied 8-8, and Rebibe Jett are really looking great here after that swap. They dropped a couple of rounds early on as we were getting ready to swap over, and here we're back to a tied game, and Rebibe Jett have absolutely come back into it, and it looks like, unfortunately for Misfits Black, they're back to eco round here.
This is where I think we have to have the mindset discussion after Akame is just running this down with the judge. Misfits cannot be happy, and in fact, Ibanez is going no shield judge to hopefully try out those strategies for herself. Either way, Misfits on a full save here. Already utility going to be thrown out on a side. Akame with this showstopper does not get anything, but had enough information to know that someone is there, and it's going to be Katie and Slandy falling early in this round. Spike again landed within the first 10 seconds of the round even starting, and that is what Rebibe Jett is so good at, and what Misfits Black has to figure out how to combat.
Yeah, Akame's raise has honestly been a terror. She is just running it down, popping on the site at weird times, finding good angles. And I mean, that's really the thing, right? The judge on raise is actually fairly legit because you don't necessarily need to aim it that well. And if you're bouncing around in midair, that said though, Jojo, she's just been running around corners and firing people's heads off. So maybe it's not quite the same, but that said, her raise is really carrying absolutely one of the strongest players here, and I think Rebibe Jett is sort of on the back here of Akame. You know, great teamwork aside, but Akame, look the way she got on site here, and yeah, there's really just nothing that's going to happen. Bonas goes down with the ship, as does Lex, because no reason to keep a Bucky and a Judge in that case. And Rebibe Jett now back on top, 9-8.
Back on top, and that's 4 in a row for this half. After the pistol round, I thought maybe Misfits Black was going to sweep this half, not let Rebibe Jett attempt their comeback at all, but it looks like it has not. That has not been the case. We've got 4 in a row for Rebibe Jett. Feels like they know exactly how to play their attacking half against Misfits Black. And as I mentioned before, it is the aggression. Look at this stack. They're basically all hanging out around A. And Misfits Black, even though they have 3 players on A, and now they've got the information that there is at least 1 on A because of that boombot, they are holding their ground. They're not rotating like Misfits Black did in their attacking half.
Yeah, we see here that they are trying to bait something out, just looking to get anything. Akame here trying to cover some space on B is going to pop. Oh, Vernina does. Yep, just gets the kill there. That is definitely unfortunate for Akame. Lex also getting a kill onto Gigi and Ibanez. This is really looking good for Misfits Black. This one is going to hopefully go their way, tie the game back up. And we are going to be looking at a very, very close game as we get towards the end. Clutch, however, denies them the flawless and is at least going to push onto site. That said, Spike is not really in a great location here.
And I love this peeking from Slandy and does get the headshot as Clutch pushes out of U-Haul. But look at that, Mario. The one round that Rebibe Jett goes slow on attack, they end up losing because what happened there is Misfits wasn't about to be patient. They weren't about to continue letting Rebibe Jett blast onto site, double satchel and showstopper directly in their face. They were going to take initiative, and that's exactly what happened. Between the first blood from Vernina and the pushing with the Fade utility out from Ibanez into Showers, I really, really loved how Misfits handled that. You got to fight aggression with aggression, and that's what they did there.
Yeah, we shall see how this plays out. We do see the matching tour de force come out. We also have potentially orbital strike. Kiara, though, just takes Vernina's head right off there. Actually, it's a body shot, but it doesn't really matter. You can shoot someone in the feet with that gun, and they are going to die, and that is the beauty of Chamber. We do have Hunter's Fury also available now, so Rebibe Jett looking really good with the ults to get plant down, to defend the plant, so we'll see. They are actually going to be, though, after getting the kill here and clearing space. Kiara now trying to continually hold down the site as her team fires their way back here. Look at the blast pack just moving around, doing raise things, but they don't know that Slandy is hiding in elbow, just kind of trying to hold down some space here. Not a lot she can do, though, with this team kind of forcing their way here, and they are now going to get pushed away by the Seekers. Oh, but the Hunter's Fury, Gigi does get someone tagged up. Taro gets a kill. Gets traded. It's a blood path here. Just everyone's falling as we're going down, but Misfits Black 2-3, and they have a tough time. They are looking to get back on the site. Shoot the teleporter. Oh, Slandy must have seen Kiara. Doesn't manage to get the kill, though. Kiara with tour de force. This is tough. Katie, oh, getting shot through so many different angles. That's a tough one. Rebibe Jett clutches that one back out 10-9, and they are a couple of rounds away. This is such a nail biter here.
It truly, truly is. I would not be surprised if we were forced into overtime, but still comparing between 5 rounds in this half going Jett and just 2 from Misfits, I think there's still a clear winner about who is more comfortable on this particular half. But either way, at this point, we've got more or less of a full buy coming out from Misfits. The operator again in the hands of Vernina, and she has had some crazy shots with the tour de force, some great positioning, and we just have to see her continuing that and making sure that Rebibe Jett does not increase their lead by too much.
Yeah, they are fighting for their life here, really, at this point. You know, at the very least, you're trying to fight still to win. Could be in a round or two looking to play for overtime, though, JoJo. I mean, what a way to start, right? I feel like you and I always have this sort of GCA thing where we cast the game and it goes immediately into overtime right at the beginning of the stream. So we'll see here. Meanwhile, though, Akame is just trying to make sure that doesn't happen by clutching out with some kills. Taro barely escaping with the plant out of the orbital strike, burns their little feeties, but still manages to survive. And it is now retake time for Misfits Black, but facing it, unfortunately, never mind. I was going to say 3-4, but now it's 2-3.
Great trade coming out from Taro. U-Haul is something that you definitely need to hold, and those 2 shots from Slandy are going to give Taro an idea of where they're going to be coming out from, and Kiara with the operator shot of her own. A beautiful shot at that. And that is going to be a 2-round lead for the first time in this half for Rebibe Jett. When you hit 11, Maru, I always say, you see the end. You're almost there. You're so close. 2 rounds to go. And I know Rebibe Jett is so excited, but they have to be careful not to get too egotistical, not to get too cocky on this, because Misfits Black still has something up their sleeve.
Yeah, we shall see. Of course, very unlikely that we're going to see much here coming out of... I mean, I'm actually surprised to see the Spectre here from Slandy, because if you lose this round and you buy something, then you're fighting match point on pistols, which seems unfortunate. Oh, wow, Kiara just takes Lex right out, and they are just running it down. I mean, it's working. Actually, Vernina getting 3 kills off of this, so hey, if it works, it works. They're going to grab some guns. They're going to get some stuff. Spikes down. There's really not a lot Kiara can do here from this position. Doesn't know if there's anyone in there to even shoot. I think is actually out of the way of the... Never mind. It chases... Yeah, they know where Kiara is now. And she is going to have to fight her way to do anything here. I mean, an operator's strong, but 3 people tend to be stronger.
Seems like her crosshair is a little bit high considering these short angles. And yes, Slandy too close to that corner, and it is a thrifty round from Misfits Black. Absolutely shocking. Slandy grabbing that operator, going to hand it to none other than Vernina. And here's the timeout, this time being called by Rebibe Jett. Very, very good call. They've got a few more rounds where they're going to be able to buy those full shields and full rifles, but not too many, and they want to make sure they can at least bring us into overtime should that happen. So they need 1 more for sure, but in a perfect world, 2 in a row sends Rebibe Jett at least 1 up in the groups.
Yeah, we shall see what happens. I mean, that was a huge round there. The run out onto B seemed a little suspicious at first, but honestly, Misfits Black capitalized so well there. And now they don't even necessarily need to worry too much about buying. I mean, they got an operator for free. They collected a Vandal, right? So there's all these guns that they just picked up for free, which if they lose this one, it does put them on match point at a deficit. But I mean, at the very least, they will still have a pretty solid economy. But I mean, Rebibe Jett, really smart to take this time out, collect yourselves. You've got Showstopper from Akame, who right now 21 and 15, Kiara right behind at 19. So they are definitely collecting kills. They are getting the numbers, but they need to get these plants. They need to win these rounds. Otherwise, I don't know, like I want to say overtime's possible, but actually I feel like Misfits Black might steal it if they're not careful here.
I definitely agree, but the one thing that could maybe change that up is this Showstopper ready in the hands of Akame. We've seen Showstoppers being shot out of raises at least twice in this map. So Akame, if she plays it right, could make that be a great entrance onto site. But she's right now overplaying on B, whereas the spike is on A. This is a default play from Rebibe Jett, something I don't know if we've seen yet from their attacking half. And they're yet again playing it very, very slow. There's at least 1 player at every pinch point, it seems. And the spike making its way to showers, but no full commit yet at all.
Yeah, this is interesting. Both teams are actually playing really defensive, right? Look at Misfits Black, right? Both players on A are really back, kind of holding safer angles, not really looking to poke out anywhere. Clutch actually has got to be careful. I'm actually surprised that they didn't swing off of that. Clutch really escapes by the hair of her chin there. And we are now going to see Taro coming around, right? The stim beacon, I guess for the speed boost is an interesting idea here to get the spike closer to B. Akame clearing space. She does do a lot of great work, but has to be careful. Look, that actually said though, look at that rotation. 4 of Misfits Black players are now sitting on A site, which means that if Akame does this right, she is going to take... No, never mind. Slandy actually gets the kill on Clutch, and Kiara does collect Slandy, but this is going to allow the team to come back. And unfortunately, the Showstopper really was not useful. Doesn't actually clear anything. And they are now, it's 4v4 retake. Taro backing up. Kame really being aggressive, trying to make some space here, dealing with the Fade Orb. It is a one-shot kill for those who are kind of new to Fade and don't know how she works. Oh, Kame gets taken out, does not get the head poke there that she wants. But yeah, if you're new to Fade, her orb, one single HP, a shorty from long range will kill it. And it is now Gigi left to defend. Can't. Renina, 3 kills, and Katie with the defuse, and it's a tie game right at the cusp of match point. And Jojo, this is what I mean. They have to be careful, or I actually think Misfits Black are going to come back and take this. I don't think we're going to worry about overtime. Rebibe Jett are not playing this smart here in this round.
I'll tell you right now, Mario, I think it's going to be 11-13, but I don't know which way it's going to go. I have a feeling whoever wins this next round is going to be able to close it out, because look at that economy. Both teams are likely not going to be able to full buy if they lose this round. So this is a must win, more or less, but we have seen some thrifties come out. It's just all of that pressure when your opponents are on 12. Sometimes it's easy to overpeak something, not play with your team, and just get too tilted to play well. Here we go, Rebibe Jett pushing again onto B. I'm looking for their aggression again because 4 members of Misfits Black have bet on A site. It is the incorrect bet. The standard player Slandy maintaining presence on B, not going to be able to stop anything should it commit, which it does seem to be happening right now. 4 players on site B. Spike needs to be planted quickly before the members of Misfits Black rotate over.
Oh, wow. Slandy actually manages to capitalize on this. Does not get 3 for it, but I mean, 2 is probably enough. That's an Akame just doing Akame things. And this is going to still make it actually 3v3 retake. And we have the Orbital Strike. Kind of an odd call here from Mrs. Black. I don't know if that necessarily really pushed anybody into a position they didn't want to be. I guess delayed the plant a little bit, but is not enough. And Kiara is just holding this angle, kind of knows where they're coming from. Yeah, and gets 1. Doesn't get 2, but gets away. That's a big pickup. That said, Katie just gets Akame with like a casual flick, just away.
Look at how low HP we see on Katie. It's very, very dangerous pushing on with 13 HP. This is wall bangable. Someone has to swing out from Rebibe Jett and stop this. What? I can't believe.
No, come on.
Wow. Taro just mere milliseconds too late on that swing. I don't know if they just didn't hear the defuse beginning or if they really thought it was going to be a fake.
I don't know. I don't know about that, Jojo. I don't like to predict because we know Caster's curse, but if you had to honestly ask me if I had to step away from being as objective as a caster can be, I think Revive Me Jett just threw the game right there. I think that is going to cost them this entire map right there. That was, I'm not sure what happened. Maybe they didn't hear the defuse. Maybe they just didn't think to shoot faster, but I think that's gonna cost them the whole ball game here.
When someone with 13 HP can stick a defuse with 2 opponents alive, something went terribly wrong. I think it's still, there's a chance for Revive Me Jett to push us into OT, but between that tour de force and the fact that they have to be the ones putting pressure onto site, 39 HP, Akame using that satchel to get out of the way of the Boombot, 2 HP. No heal in sight. They have to back up on this, and this is going to delay their push even more. They still have a minute, true, but now the rotation has come out from Misfits Black just due to all the noise happening on B.
Yeah, that was an insane Boombot escape. 2 HP. People joke about Valorant being a horror game. That was actually scary. I actually jumped from that. And I mean, Akame here cannot even get back up to full health. It's just not possible. Everyone else was so damaged. And unfortunately, they're just like, oh, yeah, there goes Akame, right? Gets taken out. It doesn't matter. Headshot is going to kill you anyway. But that is just unfortunate because now without Akame, they are down their strongest, attacker. They're down their duelist. And I don't know, it's all falling apart here. Yeah, it's not looking great for Revive Me Jett here, Jojo. I think, unfortunately, that misplay on the defuse. Kiara is not checking behind her. And Ibana is... Yeah, I don't know. They're going to run out of time. Yeah, and that is going to be it, unfortunately. She will get the plant. Actually, no, never mind.
No.
Misfits Black, collect off of that unfortunate mistake, and that is the game. Misfits Black get the win, 13-11.
I had a feeling at a certain point in that game that it was going to end up being 13-11 as our final scoreline, but I could not predict whose it was. Look at this play from Gigi. Oh my gosh, the double headshot. Just one more round going in favor of Rebibe Jett could have changed this entire game. Absolutely loving the Judge plays. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough for their team though. This play from Slandy, I think, also was really beneficial. Getting those two early on maybe made the two remaining players here less willing to peek out. He didn't really have numbers
Yeah.
advantage, but well played from both sides. Unfortunately, gonna go to Misfits for this group stage. But again, tomorrow, it's just groups, and they have 2 more games to play after this.
It is just groups. That said, I mean, that has got to be a little disheartening, right? If you're Rebibe Jett, that's got to feel bad. And as we, as you're looking at the replay there, I was actually looking, and they had the shot on it. Like you said, it's well bangable. They could have, and I don't know. So that'll be the mystery for the day. That'll be game one's weird little thing. Still really great. A very close game. Both teams did absolutely well. And you're right, it's only groups, so we might see both of them again tomorrow, or maybe we'll see them on Sunday. We'll see. But Misfits Black probably got to be happy with that win, with their new roster under their belt. Rebibe Jett still did a great job, but we'll see as we get ready to go to a short little break. Anything you're hoping for when we come back?
Just some more close games, 11-13. Maybe we will get our overtime tomorrow. You'll just have to stick around and stay with us. We'll be back soon.
See you soon.